Hello everybody, Norf back again with another video. Hello everybody, it is Norf back again. Hello everybody, Norf again back again. Hello everybody, Norf back again with another video. And today I'm just going to be reacting to a couple of interesting takes and a bit of strange power scaling I've seen for the My Hero Academia universe. So basically what I'm going to be talking about is basically some scaling that I've been presented with, some scaling that I've been told to debunk or oppose, and generally just some scaling that I've seen only come out pretty recently. It's not really something I've seen before somewhat recently and whatnot, but I have seen it, and I do have to say, for the most part, I disagree. And I'm going to explain why. But before I get into it, I'd like to ask that you go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and it keeps me motivated to keep putting out videos to you guys. So if you enjoyed this video, please just go ahead and drop a like. It's free. But before I get right into this interesting scaling, I want to talk a little bit about my opinion. So I must say, starting off, that as far back as 2019, I've been constantly supporting and defending the power scaling of My Hero Academia. I did stop power scaling for a while. It got kind of cringe. But I just started back recently, and I've noticed that a lot of the newer gen scaling is just pretty bad, or I won't say necessarily bad, but rather a lot of the new gen scalers don't really have the resources that we had when we learned how to power scale and whatnot. Basically what I'm saying is these new dudes don't have a debate server where they can go into and lose debates when they're scaling that make them understand that they have to change their approach. And like I said earlier, I've been defending my hero for a long time. So trust me when I say I have the versus best interest in mind when I'm talking about their scaling. But it honestly is pretty annoying to see it get wanked a lot. And it's honestly just bad for the outlook of the community. And it's not even just the My Hero community that does it. Obviously, there's a lot of different verses that have this issue. There's always going to be verses that have this issue. Every verse will have this issue at some point. So I guess it just comes with popularity and whatnot. But yeah, if you haven't gathered by the thumbnail or this intro, I'm going to be talking about the planetary Deku and a lot of the light speed scaling. But first, I did notice that there is some updates on the versus Battle Wiki side of things. So let's go ahead and check them out. I did look at this stuff already, and I know there is an update based on the anime portrayal of this Star and Stripe and Shigaraki fight, and where Star is able to dodge radio waves, which obviously are light speed. And I guess just with the addition of the anime, it's just made it much more easier to scale. And as you can see, the results of this feat would be 79% the speed of light or relativistic plus, which is far closer to the speed of light than the prior feat of Lady Nagan's bullets, which were only 13% the speed of light and sub-relativistic. And if you're wondering if I agree with this, yeah, I do. Obviously, I'm no mathematician, and I know I do use a lot of versus Battle Wiki calcs in my videos because they have a very a strict standard when it comes to calcs, and they don't just blindly accept a lot of the calcs that people present. And I have had conversations with guys on the server, so I definitely have respect for versus Battle Wiki, even if they may not, we may not always agree on a lot of things. But generally speaking, yeah, I don't really see an issue with this calc. Pretty good, and I'm glad that the verse is getting upscaled, especially since versus Battle Wiki is what a lot of casual readers would be exposed to in regards to scaling. So yeah, I'm glad people will be able to now know. Well, they already were with the Nagan bullets, but yeah, I'm glad that the verse, as far as the mainstream goes, is starting to be regarded as more powerful. But there is some parts of it I do disagree with, like some of the scaling here. Obviously, relativistic plus would scale to Shigaraki, Deku. But what I don't like is that they automatically scaled All Might, Shigaraki, and others to the speed of light on the basis that Deku was able to outspeed Nagan's bullets, and he likened it to All Might, with Nagan's bullets, of course, being 13% the speed of light. And while, yes, Deku did completely outspeed that bullet in that instant, unless you're going to go ahead and calc stack and basically assume that the bullets were traveling at 13% the speed of light, then I'm not really sure how you really get a concrete number. And evidently, I don't think they did get a concrete number. They just went and just said arbitrarily that it was the speed of light, which is fine. It's not the worst, it's not the worst upscale. And the upscale even applied to my boy Mirio, who's my favorite character. So, I'm pretty hyped about that. But yeah, I don't necessarily agree with it. It's just like an arbitrary number. And yeah, I do believe if you do take into account calc stacking and you do calc stack, obviously you would have a much higher speed. I think I actually did the calc myself with calc stacking, and it was like some small portion faster than light, I think. I don't even remember. But yeah, then on top of that, they assume that Deku is just FTL. Obviously, since he does have, if he would be the speed of light, then he would stack another quirk on top of that. Obviously, he would just be faster than light by default, regardless of how much faster he is, right? Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. So I just wanted to go ahead and make that be known that I don't just blindly agree with everything versus Battle Wiki does, even though I do respect a lot of the stuff that they do and the standards that they hold to their calcs. Now on to the scaling that I want to talk about. I'm sure you've probably seen this. You know, I've had this sent to me a lot during the time where I wasn't power scaling or whatnot, but this is the video, and I guess this is an updated video, and I guess this is a prior version of the video. But yeah, I'm not going to be playing the video and like directly debunking it. I don't want to cause any negativity towards this guy or anything, but I'm just going to be looking at the calcs that he provided and giving my opinion. All right, so this is basically the doc that he sent with all the calcs he used in the video, I guess. And obviously I'm going to be ignoring the stuff up here. It's kind of irrelevant. And I'm just going to be going right down here. And of course, I'm going to go right for the planetary multi-continental stuff. So this is the calc. First of all, this is from My Hero Team Up Missions, which is a spinoff. And unlike Vigilantes, is like not canon at all. Like there's nothing to imply it's canon. There's no callbacks to it. It's honestly like a slice of life type of spinoff. And I don't know. To me, it seems kind of gaggy, like just full of gags and whatnot, kind of comedic. But we'll look at the calc anyway. So basically 9, the villain from the second movie, he causes a storm or whatnot. The storm disappears. It appears and disappears really fast. So here in the description, he says 9 creates a thunderstorm instantly, which isn't true. I'm going to show you in a second. And as soon as it appears, he also gets rid of it, which I mean, is pretty iffy. But let's go and look at it. So it's going to be chapters. It's going to be Team Up Mission chapters 9.1 and 9.2. I do remember these coming out back in the day, but I don't remember reading them. So basically you have Bakugo chasing like this cloud villain, I guess. And then we see that a storm starts to like rumble in the sky. And then this guy, this regular ass guy is like, what the sky just got dark. And then, yeah, we get like a flash of lightning. So the storm isn't like formed instantly, but you know, it is formed pretty shortly, I guess. It's like it suddenly got dark, right? And then a storm comes. We don't really know how, like, well, I guess he's going to calculate, obviously, but we don't really know how big the storm is or whatever. But the storm's here, blowing wind everywhere. Storm came out of nowhere. Storm's here. Bakugo is getting blown away. And then here, the storm's gone. Clear skies again. So back to the calc, obviously, the storm wasn't created instantly. We've seen it forming. And we've seen bystanders reacting to it. But it did disappear really fast. So then you see he uses 3 different methods for this feat. One method comes out with island level, which is like pretty consistent to like the scaling, I would say. One comes out small country, which is also not that inconsistent. And then the high end of that would be multi-continental. And then we have like the furthest level, which is like small planet level. And it's just like, come on, bro. So, I mean, obviously this feat isn't canon. We also know the storm didn't appear faster than Bakugo or Deku could react, like he says. We literally see a random bystander reacting to the storm forming. And if I'm being honest, this might even be an anti-feat. Because as you can see, it's not that the storm is forming faster than they react, but more so like the lightning strike itself is like faster than they can react or whatever. But yeah, I don't really agree with that. So yeah, we already established that this isn't like an instantly forming storm. Like it doesn't just poof, it's just there. Like it obviously took time to form. He's constantly saying that they couldn't perceive the storm forming. And then he calc stacks on top of it by saying that they could perceive explosions. So this thing was moving faster than explosions or whatever. Or rather, this thing was moving faster than someone who could perceive explosions could react. So anyway, yeah, if you don't understand why this isn't like a valid calc, then yeah, I don't know. Think about it for a second. And then we have this other calc. This is a multi-continental calc. It basically calcs like a hypothetical storm of Nine's vision. Again, this is obviously, like this is hypothetical inverse. So I don't really know what the point is. Oh, it's moon level, sorry. So basically he has like a vision of creating like a moon level storm or whatever, but there's nothing to ever imply that he could actually do this. Like it's literally fictional inside of a fictional verse. Like I don't really know. Yeah. This guy says it, he knows. And then we have the Todoroki family storm. I literally talk about this same storm and feat in my last video, Endeavor versus Ozai. So if you want to hear my opinion on it, you can go ahead and watch that video, but I'm going to give a more in-depth, in detail part of it, I guess. So basically in the Endeavor and Ozai video, I talk about how the characters couldn't possibly scale to this storm since they only provide like a lot of heat, but it's completely irrelevant that they're providing heat because as you can see here, clearly the heat spikes created convection currents, which combined with something else and it formed clouds. Like if they're making heat, but the heat is combining with something else to form a storm. They don't have any direct correlation to the storm, to like the storm's formation in regards to like actually generating some sort of energy that forms a storm. They wouldn't scale to the storm at all. And even if they did, you couldn't quantify exactly how much each of these people contributed. Cause you see like he tries to, wait, where is it? Oh yeah, he tries to like do some division. Like he just divided by whatever number and get a result, but that's not how that works. We don't see everything that happens on screen, and you can't quantify exactly how hot each move is. You can't quantify the ambient temperature. It's just like a lot of unknowns on this storm. And then there's even this calc, which like goes further into the whole Todoroki storm thing. And this one has a result of multi-con. But if you actually look at the description, bro, like, come on, man. This guy said there are panels where heroes from abroad are seen next to Big Ben with a cloudy sky. So let's go look at it. So I'm assuming he's talking about this. And it's like, bro, like the UK is really cloudy. The UK is across the country in a different time zone. This is literally just the UK at nighttime. And even if these are storm clouds in the background, like you can't prove that that's the same storm. Like you just can't prove that. And then here he says in chapter 404, there's a character named Martin, or I guess in this instant, Martine, a name that is common in Latin countries, which supports the fact that the storm reached England, apparently, because, you know, he would be living in Spain, I guess. So let's go look at it. So yeah, this guy, his name is Martin or Martine, right? Which I guess automatically means he lives in Spain because it's the second most popular name, I guess. Yeah, I guess these are storm clouds from Japan. Like really, bro? Be for real. So yeah, like when it comes to like these storm calcs, they're just like, come on, man. They're just not only did I already establish that they wouldn't scale to the fire users because they would have had formed them through a chain reaction. Even if it did scale to them, they wouldn't be like Continental level, bro. Like this is crazy wank. And then we got Todoroki dispersing some clouds. As you can see here, this follows the attack. The clouds are pretty dispersed. So basically this is the panel he uses as like reference for the clouds in the sky. And there definitely is like a good amount of clouds up there. And again, I'm not like a math wizard or anything. I'm not out here making calcs or breaking down the math that has to do with all these like angles and whatnot. I'm more so just here to point out like inconsistencies and weird assumptions. So here he has to make like an assumption of how big the cloud is because you can't see the rest of it, which is like, okay, I kind of understand, whatever. And then here he says he could find 8 similar sized clouds or portions of clouds. And then because all of the other ones aren't that visible, he just multiplies it by 10 arbitrarily, which I guess is fine. Like it's not that big of a deal. Like the result of this is obviously just country level, which the verse already is, and like sub-relativistic. So it's honestly whatever. Like, I don't have any major issues with this calc. I'm sure though, like, look, I don't like, look, man, I don't want to just like, I want to give people the benefit of the doubt, but I'm sure if I had somebody look at this that does calcs, they'll probably find an issue with it. But I'm not going to contest it. Like it's fine. You know, I don't want to just be out here dissing every calc that people do. Obviously, like some calcs have to be, you know, some calcs are going to have some flaws and some have to be acceptable enough. And, you know, this calc is fine in my book, I think. I don't know. I don't really care. I mostly just wanted to look at the planet level stuff and the moon level stuff that, you know, is here on the bottom. But yeah, I basically did look over the main ones that I wanted to talk about because people keep telling me over and over, Deku's moon level, he's planet level, and it's like, bro, he's not. What about the speed side, right? So I was like I'm not gonna say I was the first guy arguing like FTL My Hero, because I wasn't. But I definitely was one of the first guys like with a competent argument for it, right? I went out and I justified Aoyama's laser being considered light and moving at light speed. I went out and I commissioned people to do calcs for me to show me how much more faster Mina was than Aoyama's laser, and I upscaled it to the rest of the verse and etc. I took the steps to, you know what I'm saying, get that. But let's look at some of these speed things. So here we have Deku in this fight. He goes so fast, he atomizes himself and blue shifts his particles. So look, bro, I have no idea what this is from, but I promise you, this man did not turn to atoms. This is just flashy animation. I'm not even gonna touch on that, bro. And we have like Deku dodging lasers. I mean, whatever. Can't prove the laser is light speed there, but I mean, it's fine. Like obviously this is slower than what we have currently. And then this is Star and Stripe dodging radio waves. This is slower than the one I talked about at the start of the video versus Battles Wiki just approved. But looking down here, we have Lady Naga's bullet speed. I guess he's just recalcing the previously 13% the speed of light thing. Oh, I guess this here just it's the same calc, just with calc stacking, or not necessarily calc stacking, but it does assume that Shigaraki's a lot faster than the original versus Battles Wiki calc assumes. This one assumes he's hypersonic, which is fine. I mean, I'll talk about why calc stacking gets bad in a bit, but you know, I mean, whatever. This is fine. And here we have a guy reacting to Aoyama's laser, which I mean, it's debatable whether it's light speed or not. Obviously, you can make the argument for it. I made the argument for it a lot back in my day or whatever. Sound like an old man, but yeah, I mean, this is whatever. Anyway, to avoid boring you, let me just skip right to the 13,000 times faster than light. So here we have Bakugo getting thrown by Deku's gear shift, and just like perception blitzes all for one. And they calculated the 13 times the speed of light, 13,000 times the speed of light, sorry. And here they avoided calc stacking by using speed of light speed for all for one. Which I don't understand how that's not calc stacking. You're literally giving a baseline speed on the basis of other calcs. But yeah, like 13,000 times the speed of light. I mean, I guess this wouldn't even scale to Bakugo alone, but it would definitely scale to like Gear Shift Deku, right? Oh, and of course he uses that Deku atomizing himself. Okay, whatever. So yeah, basically the reason you don't want to calc stack is because it just leads to like crazy inflated numbers like this. And you may wonder, okay, if this character is this fast, why can't you calc stack? Or why is it irrational to calc stack or add another calc assuming that speed? And again, it just leads to like super inconsistent numbers. Like an example would be in Naruto back in the day. We had the feat of Naruto blitzing the Raikage in that one time. And it basically was calced out to be like 72 times the speed of light. Assuming Raikage is light speed as stated in the data books. And then obviously Naruto moves 72 times faster than him in that time. So here's the feat where like Naruto just like blitzes the Raikage. He's obviously like inches from him from punching him. And it's like a callback to when the Raikage tried to punch Minato. And then Naruto just like blitzes him right here. But then it's kind of stupid because just like a few chapters before like the flashback and whatnot, like they're like clearly relative in speed. Or rather the Raikage is relative enough that he can land a hit. I don't see why if Naruto was just like 72 times faster. Anyway, I don't know why I'm getting down this rabbit hole. Basically, what I'm trying to say is just because you know somebody can move at a certain speed doesn't mean that they're always moving at that speed. And on top of that, a lot of the times, calc stacking in regards to two different characters can just lead to like inconsistencies. So let's say you have character A who's light speed, and you have character B who blitzes them and he's 30 times faster than them in that panel. So now you have character B who's 30 times FTL. And then you have character A come back and just like go hand to hand with character B on like almost even footing, and they're comparable. And then it's like, okay, well, you just upscaled character B. And it's just like, okay, you just upscaled character A to character B based on a feat that character B got off character A. And it's just like, it's just inconsistent. So that's exactly why, calc stacking just doesn't work. And obviously, if you do calc stack, you can just infinitely calc stack. You can just continually put like the succeeding calc back into the calc, and you would just get infinitely high numbers. So yeah, that's why we don't really calc stack. Or rather, that's why we tend to view calc stacking as pretty unreliable. And then we have Deku outspeeding Nagan's bullet, which again is going to be calc stacked because it's assuming Nagan's bullet speed based on another calc. So yeah, that's going to basically be it. I'm disagreeing with this based on the basis of calc stacking. I'm disagreeing with this like planetary level stuff on the basis of the calcs just like not being that great. Again, no shade to like, these YouTubers that are like spreading this, but genuinely we just need to like just chill out a little bit. I understand like the series is popular. There's going to be people that are excited for the series to be viewed in a higher regard and whatnot, but it is just not really there, at least not yet. I'm not saying it can't be there. There's also like a statement of Shigaraki destroying the planet, which is like, come on, bro. You really think that he's going to destroy the freaking planet? And I don't want to sound like I'm arguing from incredulity or anything like that. Like, obviously, I mean, if he's planet level, but he's not. So, yeah, that's not a real basis to support any of these calcs. So, yeah, that's basically just my opinion on like the new age My Hero scaling. And you guys can stop commenting down in my comment section that Deku's planet level or like, I don't know, moon level. Multi-continental, like, you gotta stop, please. I think personally, if you want me to be honest, like being completely honest, I do think, and people might not agree with this, I didn't agree with it back in the day. I used to always view versus Battles Wiki as, they downplay everything. They're too strict on their standards. Like, this is fiction. And it's like, bro, at this point, when it comes to looking at this stuff, I honestly, like, I just think that versus Battles Wiki has it right. Large country level, it's fine. And I guess arbitrarily or like vaguely FTL, it's fine. Like, I have no issues with this line of scaling, and I definitely have issue with the scaling we went over earlier. So yeah, I don't know if you agree with me. Go ahead and leave a like, and if you disagree, go ahead and leave a comment and let me know why you disagree. Again, no shade to anybody who's like making these calcs or videos and the scaling, but I mean I just got to share my opinion, and personally, I just disagree.